So right now we're on session 5. So on session 3, with your freedom. Are you recording, Jay? Sorry. Okay, so with your freedom just a sword stroke away, you were all pulled into the arena by this magical force. And at random, you were all pulled in at random except for the elves who were selected by the wielder of this magical force. You guys were pulled into the arena to face off against what looked like human slaves in an attempt to soften you all up. That was basically like you guys got all in there, you fought all against these like really weak slaves. You dealt with them pretty quickly. But then when the main event came, you guys fought up against the champion, who was Helebron, and you fought up against her and her new squad of what she called Sisters of Slaughter. So after the bout with Helebron, she sort of pleaded with you, or with Eve, to not kill her, claiming that she did not kill Kali. As such, not believing her, Eve and the rest of the party just decided to end her, but not before she bathed herself in the cauldron of blood and nearly one-shotting a few of you. I believe it was Teokata, Surbek, Yop, and Golden. However, Teokata, I believe, was able to reflect some of the blows and then ending Helebron's life.
Hell yeah. Baby.
With the battle over, the crowd grew silent as shock of the defeated champion's demise was the most unexpected. Their heads and eyes turned to Malekith, who reached out and gave the thumbs down to determine your fate. You were all then sent back to your cells. And that brings us to, that was just like a super quick recap of session 3. And then session 4, which is the last one you guys had to do, you guys picked up basically right after the arena fight with Helebron. Eve, just let me get my bearings here. Yes, so that's right. After the fight with Helebron, Morathi visited you, taunting you guys with every victory, and as her arrogance led her to expose more and more of the truth. She revealed to the party that she had the ability to shapeshift and change form, and she came to you and appeared to have the form and visage of Helebron. All the while, she told Eve the truth, that she was the one who killed Kali, not Helebron. She also said that Slaanesh required a sacrifice, Slaanesh being the chaos god of pleasure and excess. Hearing this, a cold chill ran down the spines of Teokata and Eldrayana as they were both raised to fear Slaanesh, as she is the devourer of elven souls. Morathi assured the party that their coming demise to an ancient champion in the arena has been arranged. When you all entered the arena, a lone combatant stood across from you. It was a slender female holding a spear and a large triple-bladed throwing weapon, sort of like a shuriken, but much larger. Her armor was made out of a bone-like... Oh boy.
Turn off your microphone.
Yeah.
Just mute yourself, please. Okay, exit and just mute yourself.
Echo.
Her armor was made out of a bone-like material and long red hair that almost reached the ground. This familiar banshee mask and wail as you saw Janezar standing across from you. As the battle began, Janezar rushed forward, but instead of attacking, whispered quick directions to Surbek and Golden. She hurled her bladed weapon, which cut the netting around the arena, and nearly cutting off Malekith's hand. As the net fell, Braggaric's agile mind gave him the foresight to realize that they would be trapped underneath it, and he used his cannon to blow a hole into the netting, allowing you to escape the arena. As you all made your way out, you following Janezar's lead, you went back into the courtyard and eventually into the safety of the forest. Eve and the other party members searched desperately to find the required herbs to brew a proper potion, since Eve was only temporarily cured of her poison, another trick by Morathi. Thereafter, some searching and an almost botched attempt at brewing the antidote, Eve was cured. And during the search, you were able to find the ports where several slaves were seen loading armaments and other crates onto Dark Elf warships as you realized an invasion was going to happen soon. Jane Czar questions all of you as to why you were in Nagaroth and that she had to make an unfavorable deal so that she could get close enough to the party to attempt a rescue. After all that, Ophelia and other non-threatening members of the party approached the slaves and gave them a bit of time and the opportunity to gather their families in an attempt to free them. Time, however, ran out as the horns sounded and were getting closer. Everyone loaded onto the large warship as bolts flew through the air, landing on the sands of the beach. Bolts peppered the docks and the rear of the ship as you all took cover for a brief moment. And when you recovered yourselves, you took a look onto the beach to see Jane Czar looking back at you as she lets loose her Banshee's wail. And that's sort of where you guys left off.
Also, out of game, were we taking the boat to find a wizard that's supposed to help us?
Yes, right. Sorry. Your intention was to head to Ulthuan to seek the help of Teclis.
Oh shit!
It looks like we left your friend.
Ildriana, do you know about Teclis? Do you know where we may be able to find him in Ulthuan, since that is where you're from? Also, do you happen to know how far it will take to get there?
Her hearing might be deafened a little bit. We had a huge battle, you know.
Sorry, I was trying to speak. And I
She's
realized...
muted. She doesn't realize she's muted. Hold on.
No, I unmuted myself.
Oh, you're still muted. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. I was muted before, but now I'm not. Sorry, out of game, what did we need help from Telkas?
So basically, you guys were seeking his help because you know the combined power of Malekith and Morathi is just way beyond your current group's capabilities. And knowing that Teclis is a powerful sorcerer and that Malekith and Morathi are both powerful sorcerers, you figured matching power for power would be the easiest way to take him down.
Okay.
Did we get all the... Sorry to interrupt, but did we get all the slaves on the boat, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, you got everyone on the boats except for Jane Czar.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of that, Siegfried's gonna say again, should we not go back for your friend?
It might be too late.
How far away is she?
The boat has begun to set sail, so to stop and turn around you think would take a very long time. And you know, and you've seen and heard the people coming.
Right. But she's at the shore, right?
Yes.
And your good old friend has wings.
Which friend?
The only friend with wings.
Oh,
The
you.
Gul'dan.
Also, to sort of give a bit of context, since we did take a long break here, she didn't. It's not that she got left behind.
She volunteered.
Sacrificed herself.
She stayed back. I don't know if that's going to change your decisions or not.
I do not think that one person can hold an entire army. I think this is a sacrifice that is not necessary.
She chose this. We didn't enforce her.
Maybe she has some unfinished business back there.
I think she thinks that we'll find Teclis and we'll be able to save her and take down Morathi and Malekith.
Siegfried's gonna go to the back of the boat and just see what's happening over there.
The back of the boat? You want to get a closer look at the shore?
Yeah, since we're facing the other direction, I'll go to the back and kind of look off the boat.
Okay. You make it to the back. You're not that far to begin with, but you can see that the tree line that sort of surrounds the shore itself. You can begin to see the dark elf soldiers poking through, and as you see that, you hear another volley of bolts being fired. This time, well within range. You can see hundreds of bolts soar high into the sky and begin to arc downward. What do you guys do? Yes.
I'm going to call it out and say, find cover. And I'm going to cast, what's the spell called? I'm going to do a prayer, and it's going to get everyone on the ship, and it's going to increase their AC by 1, whatever, if that does it.
Okay. Okay. So I will say that for the purposes of you calling out and using spells, this is going to be a saving throw for everyone.
Okay.
But with all that, you guys can roll at advantage.
Okay. What's the...
So
What's
everyone
Yeah,
give me a
which
dex save.
Okay.
Oh, I think I'm bad at that. Let me check.
Uh-oh. Hold on, I got to update to gold.
It is advantage, so don't worry.
I only have +1. I got 2 13s, so 14.
Okay. Just write out what you got, because I'll definitely forget.
Okay.
Oh boy,
You said dex save, right?
Yes, dexterity.
I got to reload gold done. I almost forgot to reload gold done.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
What's our
Jesus.
current proficiency? Is it 3?
I
Yep.
believe so. Yep.
We're level 8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've had to put in a save.
I think you just remove the R. You just do exclamation
R.
mark save dex advantage, and you get it.
Okay.
Do we all have that advantage? Sorry.
Yes, everyone gets it.
Wait, we get advantage on the save?
Yes.
All right, let me try that again. Oh boy. Well, the 13's good, I guess.
Mine's 27.
Okay.
Can I take some of Eve's to my 13?
Okay. It's getting messy in here.
Mine was 19.
Oh my god, server updated, server updated.
Holy shit.
Maybe just call it out and we'll tell you what we rolled.
Yeah. Okay. So, Rygrick, what did you get?
I got a, oh my god, I had a nat, let me see, I think it was a 20. Yeah, a nat 20.
So, you pass, but you still take 13 points of damage.
Huh.
Eldrea and Eve, what did you guys get?
I got 19.
Okay, you also take 13. Eve,
27.
you take 13. Golden, Ophelia, Surbeck.
Got a 13.
21.
Okay, Surbeck. Okay, you guys all take 13. You guys all pass. Jeez. Siegfried, Telkada, Yope.
I got nat 20, 23.
Oh!
15.
Okay.
14.
Okay, everyone passed. So everyone takes 13 points of damage.
What kind of damage is it?
Yeah, what kind of damage?
Piercing.
Arrow damage.
The
Oh,
arrow
ouch.
type.
I take partial
Psychic.
damage.
All right. I'm tracking it. I have my kind of wacky way of doing it, so don't worry about the civilians at the moment.
They all dead.
I
Yeah,
mean, there's
they're
like you have 50 on board. Surbeck's a big boy, though. Okay, so everyone take note of that. So the deck of the large ship is now blanketed with bolts, And you can see that Surbeck managed to save some. However, a few have perished.
I'm going to yell back, get the civilians, what's the fucking term for ships?
Below deck.
Get
Below
them
deck.
below deck.
Poop deck is up top.
Yeah.
Unless you want to use them as
okay.
shields. Get your seamen downstairs.
Yikes.
I'll shout to Jane Czar, come with us, live another day. Also, sorry, how much damage did I take?
13.
13.
Thank you.
Jane's are no response. So all the slaves are now safely tucked away below deck as your boat has continued to drift from beyond the shoreline. You can see, again, the trees that are along the beach are filled with dark elves. This time, you can see clearly that they're wielding crossbows. Jane Czar turns around and stands in a ready position, and lets loose another wail. And though you can't see their faces, you can't see the faces of the warriors, you can tell their fear in their eyes is evident.
I think she's good.
They're fearful and somewhat dazed. Demeanor fades away, and they quickly come to attention. The line of warriors part and make way for Malekith, who walks towards Jane Czar. Jane Czar at this point comes to a more relaxed, upright position, and she removes her banshee mask. You can see her long red hair is actually attached to her mask as she pulls it off. It was simply a decoration of sort. Her skin is pale and her head is bald. The skin is pulled tight around her skull. Her neck is thin, and you can see the top vertebrae of her spine pressing hard against the skin underneath the base of her neck. The slender lines of dark pink can tell a brief story of her many battles. You can see many mistakes made, brushes with death, all reminders of attacks she may have failed to stop. She hangs her throwing weapon at her hip and cradles her mask under her right arm as she lowers her head and drops to one knee before Malekith. After a brief moment, she rises to her feet again, and an unimpressed Malekith strikes her with the back of his hand and sends her head nearly 180 degrees. She stumbles backwards but quickly collects herself. The guards remove her weapons from her side, and she's placed in chains that glow purple. She's led back through the forest, and one by one they all disappear out of sight, all but one. Malekith watches you all sail away, never breaking his gaze. Even now, when he's completely out of sight, you can still feel his eyes on you.
It's uncomfortable.
I'm doing a little shimmy, yeah.
Siegfried's just gonna look at him back. All right, I am going to go below deck and I guess just check on the people we rescued and distribute the last of my rations.
I'll also going to apply first aid to anybody who needs.
Okay, you can see of the 50 slaves that you've rescued, only 10 have perished, and the family that you had saved is still good. They're still alive.
Can I cast Spare the Dying and revive any of them?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
How far is Malekith?
At this point, he's still on the shore. You can still see him, but he's very far away.
Fuck.
I'm going to try to look at the boat and make sure we're not getting water, it's good.
Good working condition.
Yeah, we're not going to be sinking anytime soon.
Yeah, you can. For the most part, you can tell that it's a pretty well crafted ship.
Okay.
So basically, like as you guys sail, at this point you're sailing southeast towards Ulthuan. The ship itself is about 100 feet long and 20 feet wide. It's made of wood with a dark metal exterior. The two purple sails above you are shaped like dragon's wings. The dark metal that lines the exterior of the ship is also shaped into sharp points to resemble dragon wings as well. The front of the ship comes to a point where the metal is sculpted into the neck and head of a black dragon. You guys look overboard and you can see that the clear water under you reveals a sharpened point at the front of the ship that is used probably to ram into ships. It's harpoon shape, meant to skewer a ship so the dark elves can board their enemies easily. Underneath you, you see a total of 16 large oars, 8 on each side, that stick out from the sides of the ship. Using these would require at least 2 humans, 2 human-sized men or humanoids to operate each oar. Mounted on the front and back of the ship are large dark elf repeater bolt throwers, 2 at the front and 2 at the back. And finally, at the rear of the ship, you see a long spiked tail with the bones of fallen high elves. Eldriana, you recognize that they are dressed in the garb of the Lothern Sea Guard, which is Ulthuan's navy. If you guys need a more descriptive picture, let me get one for you.
Am I able to stabilize any of these slaves, or are they all just outright dead kind of thing?
Unfortunately, with what you rolled, you weren't able to succeed.
Sorry, can I help him, or is it too late?
No, you can help them. No problem.
Because you're supposed to stabilize if they're at 0 hit points, but I guess
That picture. Well, you guys can try to stabilize some slaves.
Golden or Mateo, just roll again with advantage, I guess.
Ooh, that looks cool.
Oh, that does
Wow.
look sick.
I like it. I like the sails.
I mean better than a 5.
They did, dude.
Yeah, it should be just like it should be an auto cast kind of thing, and they just stabilizes them if they're at 0 points. But if the can outright be dead.
Oh, okay. Touch living creature has 0 hit points.
I guess he had to have like got to them in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I mean, each slave has 5 HP, and they took 13 points of damage.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
They did. I tried. Oh well.
Okay, so the ship, well, they could be manned by the slaves aboard. There are several stations here that I can explain to all of you, or I can share a link with you guys. Up to you. But essentially, you guys can pick up an area or a job, and if nothing sort of suits you, then you can always fill in as a crew member. So
Maybe list them, and then we could, as our characters, discuss them.
So you have the captain, which is the one who issues orders. You should have a high intelligence or charisma score, as well as proficiency with things like land vehicles or persuasion skills. You have the first mate, which is the one to sort of keep the morale up and provide supervision, encouragement, discipline, etc. Again, requiring a high charisma score, as well as some sort of persuasion or intimidation, depending on how you want to operate. You got the bosun, which I see Surbek has tried to claim. The bosun should have a good strength score, as well as proficiency with athletics or carpenter's tools. Quartermaster is basically the person who plots the ship's course, and you would need knowledge of nautical charts, study of the seas, sea conditions, etc. A high wisdom score or nature score would benefit you here. The surgeon, which may or may not get filled, just because you don't necessarily have anyone that's sick, but basically it's just that, someone to keep sanitation and everyone sort of operating healthy. You got the cook and the crew. I think those two kind of explain themselves. The crew is essentially just someone who fills in and does whatever. You could be manning oars, you could be doing jobs, whatever you want.
Is there anything
Yo.
with higher dexterity?
No.
So my wisdom is 6. It's 22.
Holy.
Oh, I thought you meant
What
6.
was what was after first mate? And it was
Bosun.
first mate, captain, first mate, bosun, and then which one was that one after? Courtmaster,
Quartermaster.
quartermaster.
Marco's taking a quart like a quart of mead.
Oh my god.
The next thing I'm ironically good at is anything with charisma.
Oh god.
Ironically.
Hmm.
I mean, just read the big ol' thing.
I'll step up and be first mate.
Thank you for editing that.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
that did
thanks.
not
I can be the quartermaster, but I'm not proficient in navigator's tools that I'm aware of. But I have a high ass wisdom score.
I've got a +2 to charisma, but I've got a +5 to intimidation and persuasion.
So I mean, I think it's my wisdom's high, but no proficiency kind of sucks. Is anyone proficient with the navigator's tools?
Damn, let me check
No.
my skills.
Because like if not, then I can guess do that one.
Learn on the spot.
Learn on this exactly. I am.
Dwarves don't do well with swimming.
Do not worry, my friend. We will not go overboard.
Well, maybe not us. And I'm gonna give Bragrick a little nudge and point at the water, and then point at him.
Huh. We'll see you
Poor
try to
Bragg.
lift me, sir.
I'll take quartermaster if no one is opposed.
I can take bosun, but the only thing I don't have is carpenter's tools. I have blacksmith tools.
It's more of a suggestion. You don't have to tick all the boxes
Cool.
basically.
Alright, I'll
Okay.
take bosun.
If no one's got any objection, I'll take first mate.
I highly object.
I object, Your Honor.
No, I don't care. Do it.
Who's gonna be the captain?
I like how no one went for captain. Fuck that.
Oh, actually, that probably should be me. No, wait.
High intelligence.
Can you
He
do?
needs charisma.
Yeah.
Oh. I just have high intelligence.
I have
I have
charisma.
like
Can we combine our
Yeah,
two
like
people?
+1
captain?
charisma.
Can
Assistant
we be
captain.
co-captains?
It's up whatever you guys want. I'm just waiting for you to tell me what the order is here.
I'll change my name on Discord to Quartermaster Siegfried.
Oh, fair
You can
enough.
be captain if you want.
No, I'll be bosun.
Oh, dope.
I'll be a crew member.
Yeah, I'll be the captain then.
Oh ho! No jumping on beds this time.
Oh
Hey,
god.
that wasn't me.
Who's
What
the
are you
captain?
talking about?
What's your intelligence and charisma?
I have charisma 16, intelligence 10,
We're getting lost.
average.
Yope.
Oh god, Yope's the captain? Oh,
I
shit.
don't remember how Ophelia feels about Yope.
She doesn't like him, I
I
don't
think it's
think.
the same way Thea feels about.
Everyone?
How do you always have these characters?
How do you just always hate his character?
I don't know.
So I'm
It's because they're really chaotic.
I'm a little bit more charismatic than Yope, but not
Okay,
as intelligent.
Idiot.
Well,
I think
I'm
that's more
not
important.
Mhm.
I'm 14 intelligence and 13 charisma.
Fight to the
Oh,
death.
that's pretty good.
captain.
That's
Yeah,
a
I think
good
that's better.
middle. That's actually a good middle. Milady be captain.
All right.
Maybe.
Okay, so what's the rundown here?
Okay, so captain is Adriana.
Adriana,
First mate is Talcata.
Nope.
No.
First mate Goldan.
Oh shit! Sorry, Goldan.
damn.
Hold on.
I've been giving
Goldan.
people the roles, by the way.
Oh,
So you can change your thing.
I'm changing it for people.
Oh,
I'm
gotcha.
I'm giving people the role on Discord.
Oh, I see it.
So if you want to like do something to say something to the captain in text, you could just do @captain for example.
Perfect.
who's the bosun?
Moi.
Frederick. Nice.
Yes.
I'm quartermaster. Surgeon did.
I don't think anyone chose
No one
that.
chose that role.
Can I double down? Can I?
Who has bandages?
You can do whatever you want. Just be sure, like, if you're gonna have a job at hand, it could get chaotic. That's all I'm gonna say.
How about? I'm just gonna do this not an accent because this could. How about Goldun and I can split the responsibilities of surgeon, so whoever's free, because I think we both have healing capabilities.
What's the job of a surgeon?
You're just like, if anyone's sick, we help them.
Well, I don't have high intelligence. I don't have proficiency with herbalism or medicine, so I would suggest I don't do that. I have healing spells, yes, but I don't have any proficiency in any medicinal spells or skills.
My natural medicine checks are really good because they're +6, and I'm proficient in healer's kits, if that's a thing.
What if we all die of dysentery?
I think it should be you then, because it most definitely can't be me. I'm like -2.
Okay.
I'll
Scurvy.
I'll be the quartermaster / surgeon. And then of course Cerbex cook. And then everyone else is crew members?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so crew members, you have the options of like firing the weapons, using the oars, slacking off, whatever. It's up to the captain to try to get everyone to work, or basically be the captain, essentially. Gotcha.
All right,
This really is, notably missing.
She's
You
ducking rolls, man. I don't like this, man.
All right, everyone. We've got jobs to do. So I say, let's get to it.
Everyone to your posts. Be ready.
So far, not much.
I grab a ballista and I keep watch.
One thing I will mention, anyone who's a crew member, if you want to man an oar, you can basically get the ship to move a bit quicker.
Ooh.
Can I do the highest one? The tallest one?
The tallest, what?
Tallest, Oh, never mind. I thought you meant like the sail.
No.
I'll get an oar then.
Okay. Yes, he's too short.
I'm gonna take a walk on a ship and see if we got any damage when we took all those arrow hits.
I already did that.
All right, so
Two.
Eldriana, do you have any specific orders besides just getting the ship pointed in the right direction?
You're muted.
Okay, there we go. So where are we? So where are we heading, or where should we be?
We're heading to Ulthuan, which is your homeland,
That's right.
to find Teclis.
I'll say just for everyone to spread out. Let's all keep our eyes around. You never know in these waters what we may encounter. So one person stay at the bow, other person at the stern. Let's perhaps keep our crew in the forward, and I'll stay in the aft. And I did not just
Deck. I'm going to try and figure out where we're going.
I'm just gonna walk around and make sure everyone's doing good. Encourage those who are discouraged.
Is there a map somewhere on this boat?
All right. So before we get to investigating for maps and such, Mr. Quartermaster, give me a nature check.
Oh fuck! I didn't think that'd be the first check. Okay, not bad. I got a 16 plus 0, so 16.
Okay, cool. Sort of following Eldrea's orders, since she is the captain and she's been to Ulthuan many times, she kind of points you in the right direction, and you guys get the ship pointed towards the Paradise Island of Ulthuan. Those of you that are manning oars, give me a strength check.
Yope, go for a smaller oar.
Oddly enough,
I can't even reach it.
right. Most of the time, Yope spends trying to reach the oars instead of rowing. But Bragrick comes along and gets the boat moving just a touch quicker. All right, so everything is sort of smooth sailing at this point. You can see the skies above are unbelievably clear, allowing the sun to sort of beat down on all of you. Its rays are warm and gentle, as you guys have spent quite a bit of time now in the cold of Nagaroth. And you guys begin to warm yourselves. Those of you that are above deck, you kind of take a moment to take it all in. And, you can see the skies up ahead, and you can see the sun beginning to set. You can see bright orange and reds and yellows. And those of you that are above deck, you can see what looks like a comet race across the sky. This comet, oddly enough, has 2 tails.
Two tails?
Those of you born in the Empire, give me a religion check.
That are?
Advantage. Yes.
Oh, sick. That's me.
Those of you that were above ground, above deck, sorry, and born in the Empire.
15.
15.
I wasn't born in the. Was I born in the Empire? No.
No, you were not. No. I think it was just Siegfried then.
I think so, yeah.
So Siegfried, you know this to be the twin-tailed comet of Sigmar. Seeing it is usually a sign of an omen of a great calamity coming. Something.
Oh boy.
Oh, great.
Basically a world ender.
I will pause in navigating for a moment to open up my prayer book and just read some more positive vibes from Sigmar, because Sigmar is my god. And then he will just chuckle to himself.
Okay.
I ask Siegfried, what can you tell me about that thing in the sky?
Siegfried is going to turn to Eldreana and have a big smile and say, "Victory! It is a sign of victory. We will soon be triumphant, says the gods."
Are you sure?
Of course, I'm sure.
It looks like the wishing star. I've heard that the star comes across the sky, you need to make a wish.
Yes, my friends, let us take a moment. Think of what you want to accomplish, and it will come true.
I'm just gonna say, props to Aaron. A comet hitting the Earth.
So what? We're all just supposed to make a wish, hope for the best.
That's right, my friend. And we will be victorious in what's to come.
And if not, we're dead. Who matters?
Ah, yes. What a great alternative.
Okay.
DM, you said there was 1 or 2?
It was a single comet with 2 tails.
Do we know which direction it's heading?
Essentially, it's coming right over top of you. So you guys are heading southeast. So this is heading west. All right. So
Do we
you
know? Sorry. Do we know a place
yeah.
that's in that direction?
Basically Nagaroth, the way you guys came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it aligns with my triumphant victory lie.
Exactly. All right, so you guys continue along again, pretty smooth sailing. Eldriana, a soothing male voice enters your head and says,
"What's up, girl?"
I bought you a house.
I'm gonna wed you.
You are in grave danger, my granddaughter. The voice is unfamiliar to you and fades away quickly.
I hold my breath and look around me.
You just see your crew, clear skies, a couple birds flying, but no one in particular that sort of stands out. Do you just go about your business?
I'm gonna move closer to the forward of the ship.
Okay.
And see if I hear anything, or if I can see anything further up ahead.
Okay. Give me a perception check. I'll say like you're looking beyond the boat as well. Wow, okay, good. All right, so you kind of survey the top of the deck, and you can see all of your party in their various roles doing their best to get this warship manned properly and headed towards Ulthuan. So everyone's sort of hard at work.
Anybody look worried or discouraged?
Not that you can see, Golden, and same thing for you, Eldriana. No one looks too out of place or stressed out or anything. Everything is just smooth sailing for the time being.
Good vibes only on this ship.
Chapter 5, good vibes.
You take stock of even the slaves, and for the most part, they're trying to do their best to provide as much assistance as they can. However, a hard life on Nagaroth of slavery and whatnot has led them to be rather weak, so they can't really provide too much in the way of assisting crew members and whatnot. But they're doing their best. You look overboard again. You see clear waters, gentle waves. Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Out of game, I know that we flew across and saw Ulthuan. You know how long it would take, from Ulthuan, from Nagaroth to Ulthuan?
I'm trying to remember if you guys surveyed it or not.
I remember we saw it while we were flying on the way to Nagaroth.
So I will say at one point you'll be able to see both land masses, which you guys are getting very close to. So you're close. You're about halfway, and you've been sailing for a few hours.
Okay.
All right, Eldriana.
Isn't this is where Aster is Aster in this campaign?
No.
Oh, okay.
This would be Natalia.
Oh, okay, Natalia.
I'll say for the sake of trying to make it as simple as possible, Natalia stayed back in Templehof.
Okay, never mind.
It's nighttime when this comment is happening, right?
It's getting to be nightfall at this point.
Okay. I would probably have a ration. Oh, is he gonna be able to make a meal for us?
Give me a check there, Surbeck. I don't know what you got planned, but you can make up whatever you. Like I said, you don't have much aboard the ship. There's honestly nothing, not even a ration. I don't know if you have stock or not, but you could fish if you wish.
Yeah, I would have done time.
Okay, so give me, I guess that would be survival. Give me a survival check there to fish up some grub. If any of the crew members want to assist that weren't using oars, like
I would just help him. Sure.
Yeah.
Does it mean he rolls with advantage, or should I roll as well?
Yeah, he can roll with advantage. Okay, cool. So, so yeah, you're pretty successful with the help of Eve to fish up what you feel like is enough grub to create some ration-sized portions for everyone aboard the ship. But that's just the raw materials at this point. So if you want, give me I don't know what we did for cooking, but whatever the cooking check equivalent is for you.
Deception.
Yeah. And then Eldriana, if you can just let me know what you plan on, if you have anything in mind that you want to do. Again, you can just ignore it and continue captaining on if you wish.
I'm going to ask, who has the ability of reading our surroundings from like a few meters away from us?
What?
What? Eh?
Like far away, yeah. So like,
I
is
have
this
a
one has the
spyglass that I could use to survey.
I do fly.
Spyglass can let me look far away, if that's what you're asking.
Eve, would you mind using that?
Sure.
And just check our surroundings all around the ship.
Okay.
Give me a perception check, Eve, with advantage because of the spyglass. Surbeck, what did we determine you were doing? I forgot.
I think it was survival.
Just for cooking?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That was to fish beforehand.
They know.
Yeah, the survival check were to fish, so if we determined it was also survival, you can roll that again.
Bad.
Oh boy.
One of the crew members, not Eve.
Can I give him words of wisdom to assist him?
I'm going to say you're the first mate, right?
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Surbeck!
Yeah.
You could cook a meaner steak than I know. You can do it, man.
Right. Let me try this.
Would he have advantage anyway? Because didn't the vampire guy give him like a special cooking set?
It depends if he wants to use it or not.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it did, so you're gonna. I believe it
I
was.
remember it was like a parting gift, and you got like a super cool special cooking set.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So Eve, unfortunately, with your roll of a 5, being perception, I think you would actually have a negative to that, so it would make it a 3.
Oh, not anymore, because when we leveled up, I increased my wisdom, and then
So-
I'm proficient in perception.
Oh, so it balances out. Okay, gotcha. All right, so with a 5, unfortunately, you don't notice anything out of place, and yeah, you can let Eldriana know.
Clear skies, Captain.
Something doesn't feel right. Let's keep looking. Oh my god.
That's,
That was not me, by the way.
that's what didn't look right.
Done.
Good
Chapter
vibes
4
only.
away.
Oh my god.
All right. So Surbeck, yeah, you're successful at creating these, fish rations for your group and the other 40 slaves aboard the ship.
I'm gonna pat him on the back and say, "I always knew you could do it."
Holy
While I'm saying that, I'm gonna grab a ration and walk away.
How many do we get each?
Just the one.
Is
Does it smell good?
Mm-hmm. Surbeck's cooking with his special spices given to him by Merovic. His allspice.
It's Italian seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any? So did we end up finding a map, by the way, on the ship?
No, you did not.
Oh fuck. Is there any way that we can spot if there's a small island so we could get some more food that's not fish? Just in case.
So I'll say that during Eve's and Eldriana's sort of survey of the land, or the water rather, there's nothing in between Ulthuan and Nagaroth.
Mm.
So about us traveling on the water at night, should the people take shifts manning the boat so people could get rest?
I assume that the quartermaster's job is like done right now, right? Like we're in terms of navigating.
Yeah, for sure.
That is a good idea. Perhaps it is best if we take some kind of shifts. What needs to be done right now? Isn't it just like steering?
Pretty much. Yeah. You set the course for from what you can tell. You're on course, knowing that between the two land masses is just water. But you haven't seen anything ahead of you just yet.
I know I am the navigator, but does that mean I'm just always at the wheel?
Not necessarily. You can assign other people to that job if you wish.
All right.
Or Adriana can do it. It's whatever you guys want.
I'll if I was already there, I'll just, if we're gonna do shifts, I'll take the first shift of just manning the boat.
To answer Eldriana's question, I can fly out if you'd like.
That would
Do
be
not-
greatly appreciated.
Do you not trust our friend's observations?
Keep in mind I am looking in darkness.
I just think a second perspective would reassure our safety here in the dark.
Very well. I will flap upwards and flap around to see if I see anything.
Okay. So you make your way up, moving just a bit quicker than the ship itself. But you kind of get a bit of distance, still within range of, shouting distance of your friends. But you get enough distance to see the landmass that is approaching just up ahead. You can see what looks like shores. It is pretty barren looking, broken. It appears like there was a massive battle in this area.
I will relay that to my captain, oh captain.
Okay. So, Eldriana, based on the information that Golden has given you and kind of knowing where you are currently in sort of transit, you know this to be the shores of Nagaroth. And this is where you were trained to be a shadow warrior by the legendary Elithanar. You guys call him the Shadow King.
Wait, what's the isle called?
The shores itself is called Nagaroth, not to be confused with Nagaroth. The history here is Malekith before this Elven Civil War. This is where he was born and originated, and then when he was exiled, the land that you were born in was named similarly to the place that Malekith was born.
When I relay the information and come back towards Eldriana, does she look like spooked or anything like that? Does she look scared, relieved?
She shouldn't be. It's a pretty familiar place to you, Eldriana, and yeah, for oddly enough, for someone else looking on, it would be kind of eerie, but for you, it has that feeling of home because that's where you spent a lot of time.
Didn't I leave before, before there was war?
The war was there before. So the war
Sorry?
happened. The war happened, and you were trained there afterwards.
Oh, okay. I tell Golden, thank you. Not to fear. I'm quite familiar with this land. Let's head forward.
This land looks barren, deserted. Are you sure?
This land is where I trained and where I made my second home. I feel like we should go and pay a visit.
I sense danger ahead. But you are the captain. If you suggest this is good, we will follow.
I quietly say to myself, where is this danger you speak of? Trying to say it back to the voice that spoke to me earlier.
You get no response.
Okay.
So if dinner's done, who's taking rest?
Yeah, who's resting at the moment?
I'm at the wheel or at the helm.
I'll take first watch so I can see at night. Because I am the bosun. Yeah, I'll take first watch.
Okay, so who's resting?
Am I sleeping?
I would rest.
So Eve's resting. You haven't seen Ophelia, so you can assume she's resting. She's been resting.
I'll give watch duties while first mate duties while I'm gone to Talcata.
Duties.
Duty.
Who's gonna be switching over for Siegfried when he's resting?
I'll let you know. Don't worry.
Okay. I guess since he's I guess looking over that, I'll take a rest as well.
Before I rest, though, can I attempt to make a hag's brew?
Yep.
What do I roll to need to do that?
I can't remember if it's an alchemy or not. It should say in your character link. Okay, so Eldriana, what are you doing? Are you still captaining the ship?
Yeah, I don't think I would be resting yet because I'm still feeling a little uneasy.
Sure thing. All right, so some members get some rest at this point. Eldrea, you're not too comfortable having heard this voice warning you of danger. And you continue to keep watch over your crew. And the closer you get to the island, you can more clearly see its shores detailed. For those of you that are awake, you see that the island itself is shaped sort of like a crescent moon turning downwards. And you can see that there's a line of mountains that sort of form through the center of this crescent moon. And at the very center of it, you can see a large vortex that swirls. As described by Gul'dan, directly ahead of you is a barren and broken shoreline. Eldrea, you recognize it to be Nagaryth. And as you guys get closer, that's when the island's true beauty begins to reveal itself. You can see just to the east of Nagaryth, Eldrea, you know this to be Crace. You see dense green forests that cover the lands and creep over the mountains' faces. This is the home of Corhill, the legendary white lion. To the south of the shore, you see the flat plains of Terranok, home of the skilled horsemen and chariots. Everywhere you look, you see beautiful, slender white towers that poke through the forest and over the mountains as if they're reaching for the sky. The closer you approach, you can hear a horn blowing in the distance on the shores of Nagaryth. Eldrea, having lived here for a short while, you know this horn to be a warning to the other regions that an attack is coming. The realization that you are sailing to Ulthuan in a dark elven warship towards the Paradise Island of the High Elves begins to sink in. Do you wish to change course?
So where are we on the map? Are we coming from the...
You are coming, basically you're coming southeast.
We're coming from the southeast?
You are headed southeast, so you would have come more north of Nagaroth towards Ulthuan, so sort of like in a downward angle.
Okay. Can we go around, so we're above Chaos Wasteland?
Oh, you're below that.
Or below, okay.
Yeah. So you can come around. It's whatever you wish. You're the captain.
Out of game, to make a hag's brew, I have to use my blood of my enemies and the brewer's cake, but it doesn't specify how much blood I'd have to use. And I guess I know I'm proficient in it, but I wouldn't know if any other modifiers I have to use for that.
Okay, let me get back to you and let me know if you have the blood of enemies on you.
I mean, I'm assuming that just means blood points.
Yeah, I would assume the same thing, actually, now that I think of it. Okay, let me think about DCs and stuff, and I'll get back to you real quick.
Would Gul'dan, being a well-traveled warrior, know anything about the legendary Corhill?
Not really. The high elves are pretty kept to themselves.
All right.
So, Adriana, Captain, what are you doing?
I'm going to tell everyone, let's keep going. Just pass. Let's just pass Nagrath and keep heading on to Ulthuan.
You want to head directly south?
Yes.
Okay. Who's the acting quartermaster at this point?
What?
Sorry. Who's the acting quartermaster at this point?
I gave him my first mate duties.
It's still me.
Siegfried.
Oh.
Okay. Siegfried, give me a. I think it was a nature check. Or, yeah.
16.
Yeah, Golden's. He's sleeping.
You, at the command of your captain, you turn the ship to face directly south, and now you are headed south in parallel with the island itself. Again, you see, the closer you get to the south, Eldriana, you're reminded of the ports that you left Ulthuan from. The ports being the ports of Lothern. This is the only city that allows other races to sell goods. And this is the port you left Ulthuan from to investigate that poison grain from Bretonia. This is where you started your adventure, essentially. As you guys head directly south, at this point, the skies begin to darken even more than they currently are. Let me get some more appropriate music.
Yeah, I'm going to turn this topic.
The Sykes. Oh boy.
Can I, before we, oh wait, actually, is Eve awake? Is Eve resting?
I would have rested after I made the hag's brew.
Okay.
So Eve, give me a DC check. You can use your proficiency, and I want to say use your wisdom for the. Well, what would a alchemist kit use? I'm forgetting.
It's a brewer's kit.
Yeah, what would a brewer's kit use? Is it intelligence?
I think it's intelligence.
Yeah, let's use your intelligence, and then you can add your proficiency to that.
How many blood points should I take off?
Let's say the more blood points you use, the lower the DC.
Okay.
So if you decide you want to use, if you want to use 10, then it would reduce your DC by 5. We can work this out later because it's actually something that's never come up before, and I don't know how to handle it on the spot right now.
I will use 10 points.
Okay. So go ahead and roll, and you can add you can add 5 to that. So you would get an 11. So I think you just make it, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm happy I added that.
All right, cool. So you successfully brew your hag's brew. All right, so soon the skies are extremely black as lightning splits the sky, giving a brief vision of the fleet of Dark Elf ships behind you. High winds. Yep. High winds and tall waves begin to crash against your ship as if the sea's wrath shows its dominance even over your large Dark Elven warship. Those of you that are above deck, you struggle to stand on your feet, some of you having to grab onto nearby allies or even parts of the ship itself. Your ship begins to drift off course slightly. What do you guys do? Those of you that were sleeping, you're awake now.
Has
I'm gonna rush up and say, "What the hell is going on over here?"
I forget, is Nagarath bad people or good people?
So, Nagaroth, sorry, where you guys came from, bad people. Nagarith, where Eldrea comes from, good people, based on your opinion.
But they might be kind of bad people because we're on a dark elf ship, and they might not think we're friend. They might think we're foe.
Y'all a bunch of racists.
Can we can we lower our sails so that it's like a sign of peace?
Okay, you have a fleet of dark elf ships behind you, just to keep you informed.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Yep.
would have
We're
gone
going
and
to a
got a
storm, right?
ballista.
Oh fuck! Wait, I thought it was the good elf people.
No,
Yeah.
fleet of dark elf ships behind you.
But you said
How
we're
far-
heading into a storm, right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear. One at a time. Bragrick, what did you say?
We're heading into a storm.
The storm just came suddenly, out of nowhere. Yop.
How far are the ships behind us?
They're pretty far at this point. If you had to guess, they're about 600 feet away.
I'm assuming they know that we're there and we're chasing after us.
Yeah, you can assume that.
I'm going to, as Bosom, I'm going to yell to the first mate, "We need to lower those sails before the storm hits us. Or else they'll tear us apart."
I'm assuming now that I'm back, I'll take the duties back.
Sure. Yep.
Lower the damn sails.
All right. Whoever's lowering the sails with Surbeck and that person can roll.
When
What are we
they're
rolling?
doing this, can I swerve the ship sideways so we could like fire the cannons?
Yeah, if you want. What would that be?
Hopefully,
Acrobatics.
wisdom plus proficiency.
Whatever. What would be like a vehicle, like land, water vehicles?
I think it would be. See, the tricky thing is that I don't know. I mean, if the job description says wisdom should be your highest, I'd say maybe wisdom.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Up to you. Okay.
Yeah, let's say wisdom.
And no proficiency because I'm not proficient in vehicles.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Bragrick, Surbeck, you managed to get the sails drawn down so then they don't get torn apart by the high winds. Siegfried, you actually managed to drift the ship just enough to get a more of a clear angle of your ballistas towards the dark elf ships behind you. Who's manning the ballistas?
I am. Let's see.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'll assist as well.
Are you going to abandon your duties as captain?
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'll help
No.
her.
Okay, so Yelp, Eve, anyone else? Teokata, what are you doing?
He just went to the washroom.
Oh, sorry, yeah, he's in the washroom. He's taking.
Teokata's trying to poop while this is all happening.
He's on the poop
Let
deck.
her
I'm
come-
trying to poop here. Stop rocking the ship back and forth.
He's just sliding across the room.
All right, those of you that are manning the ballistas, are you taking aim at the ships behind you?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and fire at disadvantage.
Wait, even
Any-
if we swerve the ship?
Yeah, they're far. They're over, they're 550 feet away.
Oh.
The ballistas
little-
themselves, let me pull up the range just so you know. The range is 480 feet max,
Is there any modifiers?
plus 6 to hit, and then if you hit, it's 3d10 damage. Before you roll, or you can take note of what I'm just putting into the chat here. It's got a couple of different firing modes if you wish to use them.
I just normal for now.
Okay. So, fortunately for you, Yope, you do manage to make contact with the lead ship, so you can go ahead and roll damage. Eve, unfortunately, you missed.
Again.
Okay, nice. Okay. Teokata pinned a message. All right, cool. So your crew now of free people begin to work to combat the elements and try to steady the ship against the growing waves. Eldriana, Teokata, and Eve. Your keen elven eyes peer out and you can survey the waters and you realize that the direction of the tide has changed from its previous direction. It's now pushing you directly south, directly away from Ulthuan, but away from Naggaroth, but also away from Ulthuan. Okay. Eve, during the storm, you hear a voice whisper your name, and it comes from the nose of the ship. As the storm sort of brews around you and your crew and teammates begin to battle the storm as best they can, you can see a familiar sight, you see a familiar sight from a recent dream. A hooded woman wearing the garbs of the daughter of Cain. Her cloak covers her body, but this time you can see blue glowing runes poking out from under the cloak she wears. Her head is tilted down, so you can't see her face. She stands on the edge of the ship effortlessly, even though the large ship rocks back and forth violently, causing you all to lose your balance. At this point, while you stew on that, what are you guys doing? Those of you that are manning ballistas can fire again. Quartermaster, you can change direction if you wish. Those of you that are manning the oars, you can use them. Let me know.
What's happening at the shore of the landmass we're near?
You're in between, like almost right in the middle of the two large landmass, one being Naggaroth, the other one being Ulthuan. And for what you can see, because of the storm, you don't see much happening at shore. But you do see the ships behind you, and they are gaining on you at this point.
How close are they?
At this point, before they were 600 feet. At this point, they're 500 feet.
Okay. I'll shoot again.
Okay. So again, at disadvantage. Oh no!
Oh
boy.
All right.
It's always
so
happens
sad.
to you.
Nat 20 and the Nat 1.
It always happens to Jarius all the time.
So I know I think you're back now, Marco, but I don't know what you're doing, what roles you were performing, but there are 2 empty ballistas if you wish to use them.
Ballista time, babe. What am I shooting at?
There's a large Dark Elven War fleet behind you.
All right, let's do it.
How far are the ships, would you say?
500 feet.
Oh, very far.
It is disadvantage. It's just up above in the chat here.
I would have yelled, they won't stay that woman at the nose of the ship.
What?
For those of you that reply to her or acknowledge what she's saying, take a look and you don't see anyone.
What are you talking about, Eve? What woman?
Mind. I thought I saw something.
So you still see this person, but no one else sees her.
I'm going to ask the captain, should we engage or should we retreat back to... I forgot what the place is called again.
Naggaroth?
I was gonna say Nazareth, like where Jesus is from.
Nazareth, everybody.
Nazareth.
Is the captain?
Are we? So are we going in between Nagaroth and Ulthuan
Yeah,
right now?
I think at this point, unfortunately, you're reaching the end of the shores of Nagaroth, and if you don't make a decision soon, it'll pass you by.
Okay.
So you got to make a choice quick.
All right, everyone. Let's make our way to shores, and hopefully we'll steer them off our path. Heave ho!
All right.
All right, give me those checks.
We'll raise the sails again, and I'll steer towards the shore.
Okay. Surbek and I believe it was Goldun, give me those strength checks, and then Siegfried, you can give me your check as well.
All right.
Eve, you attempt to approach this woman in a non-suspicious way. As you approach, she whispers your name. This time she begins to tilt her head up. You're able to catch a glimpse of her chin and mouth, but before any more of her face is revealed, another crash of lightning, brighter and more powerful than the others, blinds you. Once your eyes have readjusted, you see that she's gone, but the rune of Drakira is burnt into the railing where she stood on the ship itself. Your ship, in general, begins to be pushed south. The waves themselves are growing higher and higher, and they almost scoop you up before gently placing you back down.
Do I recognize what this rune does?
You've had a few encounters with Drakira in dreams before. You know that she's the elven goddess of vengeance. Surbek got a 15. Siegfried got a 20. What did Golden get? Golden roll, please.
Oh no! Did he go into the bathroom after Telkata?
Oh god.
Sorry, what was that? What am I rolling? Sorry.
Strength, please.
Right, check or save?
Check. Ooh,
Wait.
strong boys.
Wow.
So you guys get the sails lifted high, and Siegfried takes heed of the captain's commands and gets the ship pointed towards Nagaroth. It's a close call. You think by the time you reach the shorelines, you'll outrace the Dark Elven warships that are hot on your tails. Again, though, the waves continue to grow in size, and as you approach the shores of Nagaroth, it looks like a wall of water is just right up in front of you. You're faced with this huge monstrosity of a wave that sort of pushes up against your ship and scoops you up, and raises you up high until your ship reaches the apex of the wave. It's so tall you can see almost over the mountains of Ulthuan itself. And that's when you see the monstrosity beneath the waves. A large fin that slides along the horizon, and an enormous scaly claw that smashes against the raging waters. The scene itself appears as if the beast is doing battle with the sea. The beast is familiar to you, especially Eldraiana. It is Aminar. However, unlike before, you can no longer sense his presence, and you can see that its scales and flesh are pale and rotting. You recall your last encounter with Aranessa and the vampire pirate. Aminar came to rescue you, but when the pirate ships pulled back, the pirate ships pulled back when Aminar appeared to save you, and you remember hearing the words, "We got what we came for. Let him go." Your ship at this point is being thrown off the wave as it teeters on the edge of capsizing.
I go to the edge of the back of the ship and shout out, Eminar!
Okay, Eve, I'm gonna just reply to you here. You get no answer. You don't know if she's heard what your requests or your questions. Eldriana, you reach out to Aminar, and again, you don't feel his presence the same way you did before. When you call out, you get no response at all. What is the rest of the crew doing?
After
I still have the
seeing
sales
that
with,
she's gone, I would try to
Hold on.
right now we're trying to get into Nagarith, right?
Mhm.
I would try to they're still far away from us, the other ships, right?
Yeah.
If they're far away from us, I would try to steer the ship more into Nagaroth.
You tried to steer the ship. Aren't you on the guns? Aren't you
Oh
on
wait,
the
yeah,
vehicles?
sorry. No, I meant to say to try to use the ballistas.
Okay. Teokada, Eve, and Yop, take your shots.
Still at disadvantage?
You are at 400 feet, so yes.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yop, you hit. Eve, you hit. Teokada, you hit. Roll for damage.
Big hits everywhere.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Ooh. 6,
Damn.
6, 6.
The number of that beast. Come on.
Ooh.
Kill the ship. You can do it.
Are we all aiming at the same ship, like the
I assume you guys
leading
are.
ship?
Yeah. It's the closest one when I'm telling you the range, so I'm assuming that's where you guys are aiming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you get it.
Okay,
Get
nice. You can see that you've done heavy damage to the lead ship, and that the lead, like the dragon's head itself, has fallen off. The ship itself is actually identical to the one you guys are currently in, and you can see you've done heavy damage to the front hull itself. You're not sure if it's taking on water yet, just because it's a little too far.
I will cheer the crew on. Keep it up.
All right. So, as you guys work tirelessly to, again, make ground on the raging waters, and for the most part, you manage to compose the ship enough, but with the growing waves pointing the direction that you want is growing very difficult. Suddenly, the sea erupts from both sides of your ship, and a familiar yellow banner, the banner of Aranessa's Saltspite, the one that you left for dead at sea many, I guess, months ago. and to the right, you see a new banner. One that looks like so.
Uh-oh.
Oh, cool.
That's with Aranessa?
No, Aranessa's on the left. This is a new ship that you've never seen before, and this one's to your right. Both ships sail about 400 feet away from yours, and both have their captains standing at the helm of the ship, and no one else on board. Aranessa's scowl can't be seen, but can be felt through the storm itself. This new ship, however, has a new face to all of you, except Ophelia. It's a bit familiar. Give me a perception check at disadvantage because of the storm.
Damn. Okay. Perception. At disadvantage, that
Yes.
would be 20.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 15 and a 19.
Nice. All right, so while his body appears to be mutilated and now looks like it's covered in coral, seaweed, and other small creatures, you take a moment to sort of visually remove these sea elements from his face. You believe this to be Niklaus von Karstein. His legend is that he left the Coven to seek dark magics out at sea, but was said to have been killed by a dark elf pirate known as Lokir Fellheart. You can see that this person is channeling some sort of magic, but you're not sure if it's him that's commanding the beast or the waves. All right. Crew members, quartermaster, and whoever else, what are you doing?
I'm not rowing. I'm steering our ass in the right direction.
Yeah, me and Zerbeck are trying to make the ship go not onto land. Can you listen to Backstreet Boys? What the hell? Yeah.
My favorite that he's a minute and 55 seconds into it.
That's what Bragrick's doing. He just has his iPod.
You know what? We're just Backstreet and we're back, all right?
Oh, we're gonna get copyrighted.
Backstreet's back.
I would continue attacking the other ship we've been attacking so far.
Okay.
I want to make it sink.
All right, Eve, take your shot. Teokata, Yop, are you doing the same?
Sure, if you can.
Yeah, of course.
At this point, are they closer, and we're still rolling a disadvantage?
They're closer. They're about 300 feet, but unfortunately, that's still a disadvantage. Siegfried, go ahead and give me your nautical check.
All right. Oh no, this one's not as good. 11.
Okay. Oof. Okay, so Yop, you hit. The other two miss, unfortunately. So go ahead and roll damage, Yop. And just so you know, Siegfried, you rolled a 14, you said?
An 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, you at this point, with the growing waves, the difficulty was already increasing, and you're not really managing the waves at this point, and it's getting extremely difficult. You feel as if the ship is being pushed away from the island.
Oh boy.
How far is the other ship?
About 300 feet.
The one with Niklaus, you called him?
Oh, that one's they're keeping their distance at 400 feet.
Okay. Are they parallel to us, or are they in between?
Yes. Yeah. So you're essentially you got a fleet in front of you, and then you got two pirate ships flanking you.
Oh, they're flanking us.
Yes.
And that's the same banner I see on the other side too?
You see Aranessa's yellow banner on the one side, and then this new banner with Niklaus on the other side.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So again, you fight desperately to fight the storm. However, your efforts to prolong the inevitable are a little bit unfortunate here. The Undead lifts his giant fist, and you can see that he's being battered by the storm. However, he dives below the water, and for a brief moment, he fades away. However, his fist then comes up and just whacks your ship. You guys are thrown essentially like a stone being skipped across a pond. You all black out. But before you all lose consciousness, a familiar laugh of a certain vampire pirate rings through your ears.
What?
Who's there?
So that creepy ass vampire.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, not this motherfucker.
Is that creepy dude from?
I won't link the picture. No, I won't do that.
We all know
Oh.
who you're talking about.
Who is it again?
No,
You want to see it? You want to see it?
Yeah.
Do
Do
it.
it for a good old times. Come on
Yeah.
now.
do it.
Yeah.
It's this guy.
Gonna put it as my display photo.
Wahahaha.
Not you again.
So his name's Niklaus?
No, you don't know his name yet.
Oh,
His
okay.
name's creepy as fuck.
This is a different pirate.
This ain't the guy from Pirate Land though. He ain't singing to me how to be a pirate.
All right. So for the purposes of... Actually, we'll get to it. All right, so all of your senses slowly return to you
Ugh.
all. Oh, God. A sounds of waves lapping at the shores gently is heard, followed by the distant sound of wood creaking. You begin to feel the seawater lapping at your faces, every wave offering some sort of relief from the scratchy sand at your faces that your faces are pressed against. You are all now at 1 hit point, and you all carry 2 levels of exhaustion. You are all badly battered, bruised, hungry. Around you, you also see the bodies of the slaves you rescued. They too were washed up on shore. You're not sure. Your vision is extremely blurred at this point as you kind of all struggle to gather yourselves. Even though it's hard, you can see some slight movement from some of the slaves. Surbek, you feel tugs at your arms as 2 creatures attempt to drag you through the sand. However, you are dropped at the sound of screaming. The screams are closest to Golden. Golden, as you look up to see, again, your vision extremely blurred from this extreme event, you see that there is a creature turning to stone, clutching your ardent blade. As the creature turns to stone, another one comes to break his arm off, snatching away the blade, clutching the freshly petrified hand at the wrist.
No!
You hear the sound. You hear the sounds of footsteps quickly moving through the sands, but with all of your blurry vision and you're all slightly impaired, you're only able to catch blurry figures running from this beach into the nearby forest. You all make out at least 10 creatures of various sizes. You all lift yourselves up and begin to collect yourselves. You brush off as much of this fine, wet sand as you can. However, some of it still lingers on you. You all begin to take note of your surroundings, and you look around to see many shipwrecks destroyed along the jagged rocks that line the entrance to this cove. The cove is lined with tall cliffs that are their highest point when facing the water, but tapered down towards the trees on the opposite side. You can see that the sun is low in the sky. However, you're not sure if that means that the day is ending or just beginning. Having seen that someone was foolish enough to try to steal Golden's blade, you all search your personal belongings and find that everything is gone.
Do I still have my blade, or is that gone too?
It's gone.
Am I up and awake?
You investigate the freshly petrified creature, and you can see that it is an orc. Investigating further, you notice that one half of the orc's face is heavily scarred. The scarring covers half of his face and comes down onto the thick muscular neck before fading away. It's hard to tell the cause since the flesh is now stone, but at first glance it looks like a severe burn.
In my anger of my blade being gone, I'm going to crush the head with my foot.
With your foot?
Yes, I will stomp.
Okay.
No.
I would try to look around the area for anything perishable or anything useful.
What do you have in mind?
At first, I'm thinking food.
Okay.
Something that won't poison us.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
I'm guessing I like break my foot trying to stomp his head.
No, it's an easy break for you in your rage.
For the investigation check, that would technically be an ability check, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I get a flap upwards, and do I see anything in the horizon? Apps or anything?
Like what, sir?
Like
Camps?
camps.
Oh,
Camps.
sorry. I heard Alps. I was like, that's not the right climate. You fly up, and you can see that their forest here is thick. The canopy above is almost like a rooftop. It's so thick, no light comes through, so you don't see any camps from this point of view. But those of you that are tending to the wounded, you see that there are a few slaves that have survived. Some are missing and some are dead. Notably, the family that you rescued is amongst the missing slaves, and you're not sure if they were lost at sea or not.
I got a 7.
And you were looking just for food?
Yeah, like something for us to eat.
You don't notice anything about on the shores that you are currently. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna flop down and just see if I can find any weapons in the area or anything, and get, sort of stomp around in a rage.
I would be looking around in the area for anything that might have been missed or like brought ashore or anything like that.
Yeah, for the most part, anything that you would have had on the ship, on yourselves, is all gone, picked clean. You're not sure how many days you've spent on the shore unconscious.
Damn.
If we are choosing not to move and we have 2 levels of exhaustion, would we still be able to use hit die if we chose to short rest?
I believe so. I just know that when you go to long rests to shave off those exhaustion points, you would have had to ingest food.
Okay.
You can't just rest.
You also wouldn't be able to be doing anything else except resting.
Exactly.
No, I know that. Just so we're all at 1 hit point. So I'm just like, maybe we should short rest to get us to like.
Surbeck has no hit.
Yeah, do we still have our armor, or are we?
We're naked.
Well, like,
We butt naked.
You butt naked.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes. It's yes.
they can't take it off.
well, they can take it off. They'll just be taking Sobek with them.
Yeah. Surbeck
Giant
assumes
pieces of skin.
Surbeck assumes that's why he was being carried.
I am the arm.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm gonna start searching the wreckage on the beach, see if there's anything, and start piling it.
Can I try pulling any slave corpses that are floating and putting them to the beach?
Yep. Okay, Bragrick, give me an investigation. Yope, I would say that's easy enough for you to just
I-
start collecting people.
I would be helping Breckwrick since that's kind of what I was doing already.
Sure.
Can
Also-
I attempt to make some sort of weapon with stones and wood around me?
Yeah, and give me. You can give me an investigation to see if you find enough material.
Can I start applying first aid to party members, like casting spells to heal them up?
Yep, you can definitely do that.
Okay, I will cast the sprayer of healing up to 6 people. And I'll tag them now.
Wait,
So I got
Yeah.
if we don't have any armor, are we actually naked?
I would say, for the purposes of context, you're not butt naked.
We have like our undergarments and like our,
Well,
our like
breeches.
our robe thing.
Yeah, whoever stole all your stuff is not interested in your dress.
Okay.
Yes, your
Gotta-
tattoos are still on your flesh. They gone.
I got an 18 on my investigation.
Okay.
So everybody heals 7 hit points. All those 6 people.
So Golden, Teokata, Surbeck, Siegfried, Yope, Eldrayana, you heal 7? Yeah, 7
Yeah.
hit points.
Noise.
I got a 3.
Considering you rolled a natural 1, that's
Yeah.
just an auto fail. Bragrick, you take a look at the wreckage, and you don't see anything useful besides splintered wood. That's the extent of what you find.
I'm gonna at least start piling it up in case we need to make a fire.
Okay, how much do you grab? Just tell
30
me, like,
bundles worth.
okay, fair enough. Okay.
Can I attempt to find an animal? Like, can I attempt to find fish by the shore, or like seafood sorts?
Okay.
What is this, a buffet?
It's to the left. Yeah, give me a survival check. Exactly, they copied and stole your intellectual property. All right. So while Eve attempts to, wrangle up some fish as close to the shore as she can, what is the rest of you doing? Bragrick, are you building a fire?
Yeah, I'm gonna build a fire.
Trying to fish. Trying is the key word.
I got a 4.
Surbeck will also.
Okay.
I would start making my way
Downtown.
away from the shore and
Mhm.
scope what else is out here.
Okay, so you can see that the shore itself is pretty, like, this cove itself is pretty small. To the left and, like, as you peer out over the water, to the left and right are high cliffs, and those cliffs taper down to thick forest behind you.
Sir Beck, are you rolling at disadvantage?
Oh yeah.
At this point, Golden's gonna start freaking out, pacing. I gotta get it back. It can't be gone.
Are there like any coconuts on trees on this island?
What kind of island are we on?
With the checks you've been rolling, you don't even know that there's sand under your feet.
Surbeck will say, we will get stuff. First, build time.
Can I try checking all the slave bodies that I've, I guess, saved from the shore and see if they're still alive?
Yeah. What you like, again, easy enough for you to collect them, so you can tell that of the slaves that were on the shore there, 2 are alive.
2 of them.
Yes. Again, some of them are missing, so you're not sure where they are.
I rolled a 7 on my build fire.
I mean,
Is there a forest on this island?
yeah, right behind you.
Nope, it's a desert.
Never mind, they stole my book. Shit, never mind.
What? You're in a cove.
She is in the forest.
No,
Holy, how
I
many-
had a book I was attuned to that I could use to find things in a forest.
A book you don't have?
The book they stole.
So yes, there is a forest directly behind you.
I start making my way there.
Golden will reply to Surbeck, "You don't understand. That's the last piece of anything I have from my mother. I need it." We don't know that. This should never have happened. We need to rest up. Get our strength back.
I agree. We are all very ragged and weak at the moment. At least if we're going to move forward, we should have a little bit more vitality in us.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Ophelia's walking towards the forest to find a good spot to sit at.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing? Are you following your vampire friend?
I'll dig some, I guess, some holes for the other dead slaves that I find.
Okay, a burial.
Yeah.
On the beach. All right.
Along the way, can I find bugs?
Are you going into the forest or are you staying on the beach?
I'm looking for anything that I can eat.
Okay, but are you looking on the beach itself or are you looking in the forest?
If the whole group ends up moving, I will look along the way. If the whole group is
Okay,
not
so
moving, then I will look at my current zone.
All right, let's figure out where the group is going then.
I'll go into the forest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a good spot that we could rest.
I'm gonna stick with Ophelia.
Okay. So you see that Yope has finished just preparing quick burial sites for some of the fallen slaves. And then you guys all press into the deep forest of this unknown place. The trees are so large that their trunks create these tight and claustrophobic spaces in this forest itself as you pass through. By the time you realize, by the time you venture in, you realize that the sun is in fact setting and that night is almost upon you. So when you're inside the forest, can you guys give me a marching order?
I guess I'll be first, since I headed off first.
Fair enough.
I'd be
I'll
somewhere
be
in the
last.
middle.
I'll be
gonna
last
third.
with the slaves.
I'll be after Surbeck.
Okay, that's good enough. I don't need the full order. I'll exist. All right, so go ahead and give me those survival checks to find food or if you're trying to investigate or anything at this point.
Disadvantage, right.
Yes.
How many? Just one, or?
Just the one. Was there anyone else rolling besides Eve and Ophelia?
Oh,
What
did
is it?
everyone?
What kind of check is it?
Whatever you want at this point. If you're trying to investigate, if you're trying to find food, just let me know and roll.
I probably did. I'm gonna investigate.
Me
I
too.
was doing food.
Okay. I know.
I'll investigate as well.
Same. So with 2 levels of exhaustion,
Oh yeah, my
we
bad.
have negative. Wait.
Oh God, I got a 1.
God, Eldriana got a 1 too.
I actually just got a 1. I got a 2, but my
Yeah,
investigation.
your speed is halved. That's all.
Oh, gotcha.
So let me do that again. 1 second.
Oh boy.
Okay, you guys rolled well enough. Those of you
Yeah.
that are searching for food, especially Telkata, killing it. You guys managed to find. Yeah, he's from the forests. You guys managed to find enough berries and some mushrooms to sort of, tide you over for a little bit. But those of you that are investigating, you do your best to sort of track, and you do see the footprints of the creatures you assume to be the footprints of the creatures you saw running into the woods previously. However, the thick canopy above you can see provides no sunlight, and it is as if it's already nightfall. You can hear the sounds of insects buzzing and birds chirping, but you also hear the cries and roars of animals you've never heard before. Some are deep roars, and they are deeper and more powerful than any lion's roar you've ever heard. Some are screeches, so high pitched that even at a distance they pierce your ears. Those deep roars sound as if they are some sort of dinosaur.
Oh,
I want to ride it.
Dino.
that's cool. If I knew what that was.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna follow the footprints.
Yo, can you describe the footprints?
The footprints. Would you guys roll for investigation here? Okay, yeah, you rolled well enough. They appear to be various sizes, but one set, the larger set, looks familiar. It looks like the footprints of a certain large greenskin in your party. They look orcish.
I will follow those footsteps.
You were sleepwalking, investigating before you woke up. No, you haven't been here before, as far as you know. So everyone's following the footsteps?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys follow the footsteps until you find a large cave opening. You can see that it's nestled into a cliff face, and you see a faint flickering of light inside. And as you catch that faint flickering of light, it's quickly gone, just fades away.
Did it look like a natural light?
It looked like a torch of some sort.
When it flickered away, did it just end completely, or did it look like it was getting farther till it
Exactly. Yeah. It just went away. It went out of distance, out of range, essentially.
How far are we from the edge of the cave?
You're about 100 feet away.
Okay, can I do an investigate to see if there's any guards out of the mouth of the cave?
Yeah, you don't have to. At this point, it's clear enough that you can see, and with your dark vision, you can see that there's no one at the mouth of the cave itself.
I make my way towards it.
Same. I'm gonna slowly creep up to the mouth of the cave and look in.
Okay. So you walk into the to the edge of the cave here, and you peer in. You can see that there is a tunnel that leads down. You don't see anyone, but you can hear the echoes of Greenskin being spoken. It's a little too far to make out any complete sentences, But those of you that speak Greenskin, you make out a few words. The words you make out are things like laughing, man, burn, book, trade, and raid.
That feels right.
What do you guys do?
Well, there's only one way to go. Is in.
For the ones that actually understand Greenskin,
I'm Greenskin.
I whatever speak it and also are. I look towards them. Now, is there different? Do you have different dialects? Like, does this sound the same that you would speak?
Same thing.
Same thing, says Siegfried as he.
I forgot about that.
Wrong Ziv.
I also understand Greenskin.
Oh God! Everyone
Why?
speaks Greenskin.
Green gang, baby.
Why does an elf speak it?
I think Natalia also speaks it, and she's half elf.
Wild. Okay.
Well traveled elf.
Do you do you have like tribes in this general area?
There's all different types of orc tribes.
Thank you. Do you know of anyone that lives in this kind of region?
Don't think Golden would know anything about this region, but would he, DM?
No, but it's safe to assume that orcs or greenskins in general are everywhere.
Knowing that there are a bunch of greenskins up ahead, I gather all of our green boys should go first.
At least they'll speak their language.
At least they'll look their color.
Racist. But sure. Send them first.
All right. What do you guys do?
I will lead the green gang forward.
And I'll be right behind them.
All right. So we got Golden, Surbeck, and that's it. And
I would be behind them.
Bragrick and Ophelia. You can go 2 by 2 as the tunnel is wide enough. All right. So the closer you get to these voices, you begin to realize that the intelligence level of these creatures is very, very low. They speak Greenskin, but in an extremely simplified manner, using just enough words to get their point across. You hear often that they confuse each other, and when this happens, a fist fight breaks out. You press deeper into the cave, and the tunnel starts to get more uncomfortably narrow, whereas before you could travel 2 by 2. Now it's reduced to 1, and Surbeck, you're basically having to sort of shimmy sideways to fit your large form into this small space.
Hey, he's trying to thin down, okay?
He's trying.
It's all those wolf steaks, dude.
Gotta cut back, dude. High in cholesterol.
I gotta fix 1 dozen a day.
Exactly.
High in sodium, dude. Too much sodium.
All right, so you guys continue pressing forward. You can kind of see the flickering light up ahead, but you keep a safe distance. And you turn a corner in this tunnel, and the air itself becomes freer and not so dense. The tunnels kind of open up and reveals a bridge that overlooks a large opening inside of this cave. You can hear the snicker of hyenas. You can hear the clanging of metal. and the drip and running of water that echoes through the cave. Conversations of Greenskin fill in the blanks whenever other ambient sounds dissipate. Are you guys pressing forward?
Yes.
I'm going forward.
How are
I will
the
be
slaves
behind.
looking?
The slaves look real battered.
Out of game. Would the orcs try to steal my vials of blood?
They stole everything.
Everything is gone. Everything you had is gone.
I just wouldn't understand why they want to steal blood, but okay.
I mean, they're pretty dumb orcs. You guys press forward? I didn't hear that.
Yes.
Yeah.
press
Yes.
forward.
Yep.
Can the slaves press forward?
You can see that it's trying, like it's physically taxing on them, but they do their best to keep up with you guys.
Gold Dawn leading the Gold Dawn.
Looking across the bridge, you can see that there is a path forward into another tunnel, and the flickering of lights appears in that direction, and you can see that they're turning downward. You look over the bridge to see hundreds of tents made of wood and wrapped with scaly reptile hide. As you continue to survey the area, you see two large stone pillars that look like foundations of a castle. They stretch up back into the rock above, and you can see that they are adorned with gruesome trophies. Severed heads of large lizards, both fresh and skeletal, are set upon spikes all around the stone columns. And you can see that wooden bridges have been constructed to allow travel between these two stone structures. Beyond the columns is a large bonfire, and a huge gathering of orcs and goblins is taking place. In the center, there is a large pile of things off to the side, and a group of goblins are sorting through it. Most of you that understand Greenskin hear an orc overseeing the goblins say, "Oi, separate these goods properly, you gits. The master is going to give the paleface a grand tribute this time." From this, it is hard to see exactly what they are holding, but as they sort through all of the goods, one of the goblins screams, and the sound of stone crackling begins to echo through the cave. "Don't touch that one without holding something first, you stupid git."
Hearing this, Golden's gonna clench his fist, turn to Ophelia and say, "That's it. They've got my sword."
I bet you they got all our stuff there.
Do we see like all the orcs and goblins in the area?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Do we see if there's any slaves that they brought along with them?
Yes, indeed. You do see several slaves.
Are they like in a cage or?
Not caged, but definitely bound and chained.
Okay. How far?
You're pretty high up, and at this distance, it would appear that you're about maybe 100 feet away from this gathering.
Is there any? Can I make an investigation to see if there's any weapon racks outside of the grouping of people that we can maybe grab?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll say for this purpose, I'll give you advantage because you're higher, so you can survey the entire camp without having to sort through everything.
If you had to say a number of orcs and goblins collectively, what would you say the number is?
It ranges in the hundreds. Bradrick, you would get the disadvantage normally, but then with advantage, so we'll just take the first one. So luckily for you, it would be the higher one anyway, so 22.
Okay.
You do see scattered throughout the camps just rough weapons strewn about.
Okay.
I would say Surbeck thinks the Bloodsteel clan is known everywhere, but Jeremy would know that that's not the case.
So yes.
So yes.
Sorbic, are you sure about that?
I start stepping back a little.
I start to think like Bradrick and try to find a usable weapon.
Let's wait on the intimidation first. See if we can arm ourselves.
Is there a way to sneak up closer without getting seen?
You would have to do a stealth check to get across the bridge, but I would say you wouldn't suffer from the disadvantage just because it's a cave, it's dark, and there's a lot of commotion going on at the moment. So it would just be a straight roll for anyone trying to get across sneakily.
Remember that we're exhausted.
Yep.
So should I roll like Bradrick to find a usable weapon?
Oh, you guys know where they are. You've done the investigation already. It's just a matter of, are you going down there to get them?
We wouldn't survive a fight.
This might be your time to shine, Sorbeck.
Is there anybody stationed as a guard?
It's all clear.
Are they doing anything? Like, are they doing some kind of ritual? Like, how come they're all kind of loud and...
There, you can see that they're sorting through all of these goods, and you can see that they're also sorting through the slaves themselves. I'll point out that from this distance, you can make out the family you rescued in Nagaroth, and next to them is a man that's sort of he stands out because he's well dressed, albeit dirty and covered in like cuts and scrapes and bruises and whatnot. But you can see that they are more put together than the others.
Surbeck is there trying to have a conversation.
Okay. Are you gonna try to sneak or just walk on through?
Is there a notable leader that we can sort of tell?
Not that you can tell right now.
Okay.
Ophelia would hang back, but try to keep an eye on Surbeck.
Me too.
Okay.
Not so I don't.
I'm going with Surbeck. I gotta support my boy.
Okay, so the
You're also a
greenskins.
green skin, so yeah.
With
Gotta
wings.
support Green gang. Yeah, we're gonna be.
I'm gonna look to see if there's any food in arm's reach.
Okay. So the greenskins boys are moving forward. Yope, Ophelia are kind of keeping their distance just in case they need help. Eve is going to look for some food. So go ahead and give me an investigation. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do? Otherwise, I'm just going to assume that you're doing the same thing that Ophelia and Surbeck, or sorry, Ophelia and Yope are doing.
I'm gonna look for weapons.
You guys know where the weapons are, as Yop has already surveyed the areas, so it's just a matter of going to get them.
Is there any people between us and them?
From what you can tell, no. The camp has sort of emptied out into this more northern portion of the cave, as these goblins are sorting through these goods.
Okay. Okay, I'll at least go. I'll slowly advance and go see if I can grab myself at least a couple weapons for the group.
Okay. Everything, you can grab as many as you wish. They're all classified as short swords. So, like I said, grab as many as you want, but if you distribute them, they're all short swords.
Okay. I'll grab enough essentially for the group.
Okay, so you're going to grab 9. Or there are some dual wielders, so I would assume Bragrick would account for that. So
yeah, I'll grab it 11 just to be safe.
Yeah, that's the correct number.
You would know that Ophelia does not wield a weapon.
She grabs you one anyways. Ophelia's is extra rusty too.
Excellent.
It's been on the seafloor for generations.
Does our tiny dwarf friend give me and Surbeck a weapon too, or are we being diplomatic here?
Well, you guys have pushed forward while they were doing that, so what do you guys do as you approach? So I will point out that as you guys are approaching this camp, you can see that orcs are beginning to argue over who gets what in this pile. And you can see that a book similar to Eve's survival book, for those of you that have seen her use it, is being held over a fire.
Golden at this point is who do we run into first? Goblins or orcs?
Goblins.
Golden's gonna say, "So, where's our dibs on this stuff?"
Surbeck is gonna all Surbeck land. We're leader of this
The there's a small grouping of goblins directly ahead of you, and as Golden begins to speak and then is kind of interrupted by Surbeck, they turn around and you can see that all of the goblins share a similar trait to the stone statue on the beaches, and that's one half of their face is completely burnt, like severely burnt.
Is it all the same side?
Yes. They turn around and go, "Who the bloody hell are you?"
Your leader now.
Our leader? I don't know if you're ready for that. And what the heck's a Bloodsteel clan?
Good joke. Take me to leader now.
Give me give me an intimidation.
Can I assist?
Yeah. Yes. Well, you get advantage and then disadvantage, and then if Golden helps you, it's advantage. So with advantage.
Oh boy.
Oof.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think so. Hey, boys. Does this fella look familiar to you? You can see that a couple of other orcs have turned around.
Guys, this is the mighty Surbeck. Come on now.
Surbeck. Nope. I mean, never heard of a Bloodsteel clan. Have you heard of it, Bob? Nope. Oh boy.
Let's do it.
Okay. I guess you're just rolling to see if it's like an intimidation at this point because you're just trying to sort of show off, right? Okay, go ahead. And I'd say you roll with advantage again.
In addition to showing off, Golden's going to create a beautiful display of flames in the sky by casting Sacred Flame.
Okay, I'll say that instead of just giving you another advantage, you can add +5 to your roll. Because he's going to try to distract them, and then you're going to intimidate them at the same time. Oh, nice. Okay. 22. Okay, yeah. So they see this like light show, and then just a sudden on the ground, and they kind of.
We're not asking again.
Okay. Come this way. They lead you into the middle, and you can see that there is a super fat goblin on top of what looks like a little throne, and he gets carried around by an orc.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yes.
I'm thinking the Trade Prince, dude.
Caslo.
Or it could be this Goblin King.
You can see that this goblin is, like the others, burned, but this goblin's burn is way more severe, and to the point where it's half their body. You can see their fat belly is half burnt, and the one side is completely like arm and everything.
Oh, like Two-Face?
Yeah. Who's this? What do you want?
Just nuts.
Never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
Well, we're the Burnface clan. Fiercest clan in... Where were we? Lustria.
Our belongings.
Oh, yeah? These belong to you. He kind of looks at them. Oh, it gets. These people want their stuff back. I tell you what, if you can beat me in a fight, you can have it all.
You sure that's what you want? Think
I'm
twice
sure.
before you take us on.
But I tell you what, if I win, y'all have to work for me forever.
Agreed.
What's fair fight? Give me
What
a
he said.
persuasion check. The persuasion check. In the process of this conversation, you can see that the goblin holding the book over top of the fire has at this point thrown it inside to keep the fire going.
No.
Can I assist his persuasion?
Do they have my Nikaran book as well?
Yes, they do.
Did any one of them touch it?
As far as you know, no.
Should have left the persuading to Gul'dan.
Well, how's about I say no, kill you now, and then I win. Okay.
You think we're stupid, Goblin?
Mm-hmm. I don't see this army.
Can I roll a perception to hear that?
You guys hear it. He's loud.
Okay.
And if you guys can all...
Can I just start hooting and hollering and like war
Yeah,
chanting?
just... I guess give me all an intimidation.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
I think. Well, it's gonna be disadvantage, right?
It would be.
Oh, okay. Can't get worse than this. But let's see.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Which one is it? Intimidation.
Yeah.
Intimidation.
Oh, fuck, 4. It's like 3 screams, a fart, a cough, and a sneeze.
I got 13.
Bragrick comes out and we all trip on him.
Bragrick's imitating his cannon noises with his mouth.
No, it's with my butthole. Just I fart in your general direction.
So essentially, this is the war chief's response.
Ooh, Virginia with Joy with a 13. Damn, she's intimidating.
You hear the Gul'dan, but even with the echo of the cave, it's not quite as loud as Surbek had hoped. Huh? Who's out there?
We told you. Our army. I ain't gonna repeat it again. Fair fight for our stuff. And that's it. You know, for a greenskin and for a goblin at that, you should understand the aspect of a fair fight, shouldn't you?
I'm listening. Never heard of it. No, never heard of it. You can see that some of the goblins, as they enjoy the comforts of life a little bit more than orcs, kind of pique their interest that you have a castle.
Oh, yes. A grand and luxurious castle too. Couldn't have said it better myself.
He's got a super confused look on his face as he's not quite sure the direction of all this. He's just like, if I beat you, you do it. And so if you can give me a persuasion check with advantage again. Deal. All right. So since it is a little bit past 12, I think we'll end it there. And then we'll pick up after Surbek's negotiation here next week. So thanks, everyone. Welcome back, and see you next week.
That was fun.
That was fun. GG.
This is basically Shark Tank level of.
So Beck is like, so make me a deal and see if I like it.
Yeah.
300k for 4% of pass.
For that reason, I'm out.
Yo,
Pretty
yeah.
impressed we ended with a 19, considering we're
Yeah.
level to exhaustion.
It's like no fair fight. For that reason, I'm out. See you later.
After all of this, Ophelia's gonna have a massive headache just hearing Surbek talk.
Yes.
This become the next big war story.
That's depressing.
We're letting
Alright, good night,
Surbek show
guys.
his true colors.
Good night, y'all.
Night.
Everybody.
See ya.
See ya.